Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to cover how we can manipulate images, how to match the background, how to match the colors, and all these things. So matching the background is like basically what the main thing over here in the manipulation is that you take two different images or 5 or 6 different images. You do the compositing of those images by taking different pieces from the images. So I have here the first thing what we will do is that I have a picture of Billie Eilish here, and I will put another character inside this image, so it will look like she is with Billie Eilish. Okay, so we will do that, and then uh, after that we will do one more. That I have this picture of this like pyramids here, and I will put an image of a person here, and I will try to match it, make it look like she belongs to this place. Okay, she was there during this photo shoot or something. And then I have some images, like suppose we have this image. Let me open it up. Okay, and I will put someone over here, and I will try to match her so that it will look like she belongs to this place, and she has become like smaller. She is tiny. She shrunk, and now she's on the table and looking at this. Okay, so these kind of different things we will do today in this class. So first, what we were going to do is that I will take the picture of Billie Eilish, okay, and open it up here in Photoshop, and then I will open. Then what we will do is that we will just go here, and there are some images here. Okay, so these images are of someone else I want to add next to her. So the one that suits, we will see that one. Okay, so it's a flat wall here, flat image of her. Okay, same kind of wall, same kind of timing. Lights are different, like bit different. You can see the light is falling over here, and and the shadow is mainly on this side. So there is no such light here, so we have to create a fake light. Okay, so we have to see which image suits more. Angles over here. Okay, so mainly, if you will notice, the first image is kind of suitable here. Okay, so this image is 4217, and what we are going to do, we are going to open the raw image 4217. Okay, so this is the raw image, and we will open that because raw image are one that you can easily fix and put the color on. So first thing is that we need more light and contrast, and rest we will do inside the Photoshop while we are adjusting that. So I will just put a little bit exposure over here, okay, and a little bit contrast there. So at least it matches the contrast with her. So kind of matching now. And if I will go more, so you can see that it is giving me clipping, and I will not go too much. Okay, a bit, and rest we can fix inside the Photoshop itself. Okay, now I will open this up. Now what I need to do is that the image that I need actually from here, I will just go to that part. Okay, like suppose still here, image cropped, and then I will make a duplicate copy of her and hide the background here or delete it. It's up to you. And once it is deleted, you can easily go here in the properties. Okay, let me check what is the property. We don't have the properties, so window, properties, and it will give you the properties. You can dock this here. In the properties, we have remove background. So if I click on the remove background, So it will easily remove the background in one click. And there are some issues down here on the leg, okay, which we can fix, but actually we don't need the below parts. What we need to do, we have to go to the mask, and whatever we don't want, we can paint it with black, and whatever we want, we have to paint it with the white. So this is what we have learned in the last class with the masking, okay, how it works. So this part I actually don't need, I will remove it. But you don't have to really worry about this, because we only need the background of like, you know, a half part of it, not the complete thing. So what I will do here, I will make a new layer, and because she is with the mask, so I don't want the mask here. I want the empty layer that I made and her layer, and merge it. So what it will do, I will go to layer, merge layer. So it will merge it, and it will collapse the the mask. So the mask is not there. It is the mask itself has become the part of the image. So everything is flat now. So easily now I can copy this whole thing. Okay, select all, edit, copy, and then I will close this and edit, paste. Now you can see that it's quite big in the image, because it's a raw image, so it's quite big. So what you need to do here is that you have to match the background first, like the colors, the contrast first, and then we will you can, you know, minimize it, or you can make this smaller. Now one thing, we have to look for the shadows. Now shadow, the best thing to look at the shadow is on the neck or under the nose. So you can see under the nose it's not that clear, but under the neck you can see her shadow is basically on the left side, while her shadow is basically on the right side. So I have to go to edit, transform, and flip horizontal this image. So now it is matching the shadow itself. Okay, now a little bit brightness contrast I have to play with here. So I have to go to image, exposure, give it a more exposure, just like this, a bit, and then later on we will fix it after this. So now I will make this image smaller. So I'm using Photoshop 2021. So if you will see that what Photoshop I'm using, it's Photoshop 2021. I don't know from where I can get the info about this. Yeah. Okay. So this is the version I'm using. This is 2021 version. So in the 2021 version or 2020 version, when you are making it small uniformly, or you're scaling uniformly up or down, so you have to make sure you are not pressing shift key. Okay. Otherwise it will not work. You have to do without the shift. Now one issue I have found here is that I have to remove this background. I was supposed to do this before, but now as I have removed it, I didn't notice. What I have to do, I have to just take my eraser tool and erase this part manually. Okay, and there is one issue here, that this part is missing. So I can take my clone stamp tool from here, press Alt on my keyboard, and click the source that I want to copy, like this one, and then paint over here. So it will copy from there and paint it here. Now it's all fixed. Okay, now the height should be matched, because her height should be little shorter than her height, something like this. Now the first thing that we need to do at this stage is to match the colors, and then we will put the shadow behind her. Okay, so we have to see where she is suited here. It's little, it's not suiting much because of her hand does not have like a shadow here, because mostly the shadow is coming from this side, so she should be dark, so it's better to put her here somewhere. Okay, and then later on we can do the compositing, because we have to remove this part or put both of them in the middle so it will be balanced. Now there are 3 steps to match the image. The first step is to adjust the brightness, second to adjust the saturation, third and the last is adjust the color. Step by step you have to do this. We are done with the background remover or like removal. Now what I will do here is that I will create a black and white adjustment layer, and we all have studied this in the last class. So I will just go here, background adjustment layer, I will click it here. Okay, the black and white, and you can see everything is turned black and white. Now the reason we did this is because we are adjusting the brightness, and brightness, the lights, we cannot adjust with the colors, because colors might make a sort of a, you can say, uh, kind of disturbance. It will come in our way and we cannot really focus on the lights if we have colors, because if we have only black and white image, so we can focus really on the lights. But at this stage, when we have colors, we cannot focus on the lights, because everything you can see is with the color, and it's kind of a little hard to adjust the lights with the color. So that's why I created a black and white adjustment layer here temporarily, which will work as a guide layer, or you can say like a test layer or something, just like a helping layer. Okay, now we can easily focus on the lights when we have this black and white. Now you can clearly see how bright her face is and how dark her face is from this side. So this is, you can guess easily how we can fix that. Now we have to match the brighter part, okay, like her face and her face. So in order to do that, what I will do is I will go on this layer, the first layer of her, okay, and I will take a levels layer, adjustment, clip it down so it will only affect her. Okay, now what we are going to do is that we are going to adjust the levels here. But to adjust the level, the first thing that we need to do is to check the colors here, so the shades of the black and white basically. So I have to go to window and go to info. As soon as I will go to the info, it will give me something as this, you can see on the screen. So I will take this eyedropper here, okay, click it here on the this small arrow, the triangle here, and convert this from RGB to black and white, okay, the grayscale, because we don't have any color here. Then I will take the eyedropper here, okay, and basically we can take eyedropper from this side here, color sample tool, okay, and then what I will do, I will just click it here, and you can see that this is the value that we are like getting. To change this one to our grayscale as well. So 40% is here. Move it slight on her cheek. Then I will put one on her cheek, or let's put it on the forehead here and forehead over here. Now number one here, let's change this one to grayscale as well. Now this one, if you will notice, is 34% black, and this is only 15% black. Okay, so we have to match both of these. So what I will do here, this is the black part. So if I will increase it, so you will notice that the black is increasing, and we don't want to increase the black. We have to increase the white over here. But first of all, this is the midtone. Let's play with the midtone first. Let's see how we can bring the midtone down. Now this much is fine. Okay, we have to be a little bit careful not to play around much. Now we will start playing with the highlights here. So I will bring it down. Okay, so you can see that it is now 15% there, a bit you can say maybe 21, and this one, if I increase it more, let me bring a little bit black around here, but okay, let's not play with the black right now too much. And now bring it till it reaches to 15%. Now you can say 15%, 15%, that is fine. Okay, now we are done with this part. Now other thing that we have is the dark areas. Okay, like her clothes over here, as you can see, it's a little darker. Her clothes is more brighter. So what I will do is that once this is fixed, I can drag this one on her cloth darker part, like suppose this one here, and drag this one to her clothes darker part, which is this. We can see that her black is around 56% and her black is more, which is 73%. So I have to now play with the dark part here. Okay, so I'll have to match that. Now it's matching. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's add more of these on her head just to check if everything is fine. Okay, because what we did was that when we were changing, it actually kind of moved here. So what I will do is that I will try to change a little bit here, this part, try to match it to 14%, something like that. Okay, so that is done. However, what we can do next is that take the mask, okay, and put the black color in the mask, and then I will take the white color here and paint only on her face with a soft brush with completely zero hardness. I can reduce the opacity to maybe 33%, flow also a little bit. Okay, and then I will start painting that on her face here till it gets back to 14%. Okay, a little bit on her hands. Okay, now it's fine, 14%. Now what I need to do is that I want to make another one. I will duplicate this, okay, and put the black color back on this one, the new one. Okay, just I will take a box, black box, draw a black box here, so it will be completely gone. Okay, now what I will do here is that I will simply go back to this layer here, okay, color samples, and now I will go to her hand, and then from here her hand as well. Now this one, her hand is 26%, this is 17%, so I will keep on painting now till it matches, 26 matches to 17. So I will just make a with a white color. Okay, yeah, so this is fine. Okay, Now I will go back to my sampler, check this part. Oops. Move this one to here. This is 24, this is 23, which is fine. A little bit we can do some changes here. Okay, so I think now this is fine. Okay, now we are done with this part. So now we will work on the dark parts. Okay, so I will make another one now. Okay, layer here, the levels, clip it again, and now what I will do here is that I'll go back to my sampler, and the clothes, you can see that here it's 67%, her cloth here is 73%. So I will try to adjust this so it matches. 67 should become 73, or 82% becomes 83, either one of these. So I will increase the black amount here a bit. So you can, up this part a little bit as well. Okay, now to 73, kind of matches, a little bit black, just to add contrast here. Okay. Now I think it's fine, but I don't have to affect the face or everything. So what I will do, I will just go back here in the mask, put the black color. Okay, so everything is gone. Now I will take my brush, take the white color, and start painting only on the clothes. First the dark parts. Okay, and I have to make sure this turns to 73. When it's turning to 73, that means I'm doing it fine. And you have to be careful that you don't paint around the hands, because hand is not the part of the dark areas. Okay, because hand we are already done with the hands, so we have to more focus on only this part of the shirt. Okay, done. Now what we are going to do is that we have to take this eyedropper tool back, take this, drop it over here in the bright part of the shirt, here to the bright part of the shirt, maybe this part. Now this is 13%, this is also 13%, which is fine. Maybe a bit I can paint over here. I think it is getting changed. Let me undo that. I think it's fine, because if I paint it, it changes the whole thing. So better to take the middle portion of the shirt and then match like here. So this is 22, this is 23. So I have to put a little bit black over there instead of white. So I will take the black color. Okay, because black will not show the, like, it will hide whatever is here, like the levels, it will hide the levels. So okay, now it is decreasing, so it's have to be other way around, white, it have to be white, sorry. Okay, so a bit of that. So I will keep on doing until it reaches to 23%. Let me increase opacity because it's not affecting too much. I think that's fine. This much is fine. Okay, so that this part is we are done. Now let's talk about the hair. Now let's see the hair. Now hair, I will create a new layer here for the hair only. Okay, clip it down here, and then I will take color sampler for the hair basically and see the dark part of the hair. This is her dark part of the hair, and this is her dark part of the hair. So below here you can see that we have this. Let's make this grayscale. This one also, let's make it grayscale. This is 92%, both are same, so yeah, we are fine with the hair. Okay, what else we have here? That's all. Okay, so I think we should not need this. So I'll delete this now. Oops, sorry, I deleted the wrong one. This, we don't need this one. Okay, now if I will hide the black and white here, so you can see the colors are now kind of matching. Oh, sorry, the light is now matching. Now the next step is when we are done with the dark and black part now, so we have to move to the second part, which is basically the saturation, because here you can see the saturation is a little different. Here the saturation is different. So I'll keep the black and white here, okay, or for now I can hide this one. And now what I will do is that I will just go on the top layer here. Okay, let's close this, and then I will create a new adjustment layer over here, which is basically the selective color. This is the selective color. This will be as a guide. Okay, just like we created a black and white as a guide, now selective color will be a guide. So these are guides. We will delete them in the end. They are just there to help us. Now I'm in the selective color. I will take the red all the way to black, yellow all the way to black, green all the way to black, okay, cyan all the way to black, blue all the way to black, magenta all the way to black, because we don't need black right now, whites all the way to white, neutrals all the way to black, to all the way black, blacks all the way to black. So we just need this right now, and I will turn on my black and white. So I will just move this one down here under the black and white. Okay, the selective color will be under the black and white, or it can be over or under. It's basically it's fine. I think over is fine. I will keep it over. Okay, selective color is on the top, black and white I have turned it on. Now what we are going to do here is that all the blacks are now minus 100 and all the whites are plus 100. Okay, now here we will use this as a mask. All the dark will be not affected, all the whites will be affected. So whatever is black area, Let me turn it off for a moment. Whatever is black area like this one or this one, okay, will be not affected with the saturation. But whatever is white, like here you can see the hands, the face, all these will be affected, and the saturation will be masked over here. So what I will do, I will just go back here to level 2 here, and then I will create a new saturation adjustment layer, and I will clip it down so it will affect only this part. Okay, now I will reduce the saturation of these area to blend. Okay, so what I can do, I can take this and try to saturate, reduce the saturation. Like suppose this should be saturated as this. So if I will come over here on her head, try to reduce it. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of affecting a bit here. Okay, and also if I will go to this part, a bit. Okay, and then her clothes. Okay, so now let's see how it's working. I think it have to be down. Okay, I think when I was doing that, it wasn't affecting anything. Let me move that. I don't know for what reason it wasn't affecting. Let me check again. Okay, now it's working. So I will just go here instead of manually doing that. Let's do this from the main part here. Okay, so reduce the whole saturation just like this, and reduce it as much so that everything blends together. It looks one part. Okay, so if you see, if I increase it, you can see that I have blacks and darks, but I have to reduce it as much, something like this, and then it will be fine. Okay, so now it's better. If I turn it off, now you can see that it's better. A bit. Okay, so that's fine. Now this is the saturation we have created here. So you can see that if I turn it off everything, so now saturation here is matching with this saturation. Okay, now the reason we have the selective color, because this selective color will help us to better match it. Because if I reduce the this is like the saturation here below or up, so you can see that the blacks and the white are blending when I reduce it, but when I increase, they get separated. So our target is to blend them, not separate them. Okay, so I'll reduce them just a bit like this, so it will be blended. So this is how you will get the result. Okay, now the colors. So now we have to work with the colors here. So what I will do here is that I will just hide these two here. Okay, for now, go to the top layer, and now I will create another guide layer. Okay, so I will go to layer. Okay, then I have new fill layer, and I will choose solid color here, and keep it color fill name or whatever color you want. Okay, and I will choose use previous layer to create clipping mask. So what will happen, this layer will become like a clipping mask, and I will keep everything as it is. I will not change anything, and the color that you want to use is basically, I will use the same color here. Okay, so this is how I will get the color mask here. And once this is there, what I can do is, you can see that clipping mask. I think I didn't got any sort of clipping mask here. let me do one thing here. Let me go to this layer and then create the layer here. Okay, so that's 1 minute. Layer, new, and then new fill layer, sorry, solid color, and now previous, press OK. White color, okay. Yes. So let me check if any other color, if it works, so we can choose that color, or we'll keep this color. It's up to you. Okay, so there is a clipping mask here, so don't worry about that. The thing is, I have to remove these from here. Oops. Because it's kind of getting annoying here. Okay. Now, what I will do, because we don't have the clipping mask here, because I deleted the clipping mask. So what I will do here is that I will remove the solid color now, and I will create a clipping mask here. Basically, how to do that? I will make a black layer, solid. Take her only. I have duplicated her. You can see that I had duplicated her, and I will make a clipping mask of her. 100% white. Okay, and take both of them, merge them. It will become a clipping mask. Okay, hide this for now. Now what I will do here is that I will just go and to this layer and new fill, and then solid color. Use clipping mask here. That's all. And what I will do is here is that I will choose a 50% brightness, so that gray color I will get it here. Okay. Now I will take this whole thing. Okay. Hide it again. Go to the mask here. Paste it back, and now go back here. Okay. And I will flip it to this. Back to her. Okay. Now once this is there, so you have to unclip it. Let me do that again, because this is clipping right now. So what I will do, I will just press Alt on my keyboard, and or what you can do is you can just right click here and unclip it. To unclip it, I think it's better you can drop it down. When you move it down, it will be unclipped. Then you can move it back up. So now this is unclipped. It had unclipped the whole thing. Okay. So once it is unclipped, that's fine. Now I can go to the normal here, luminosity, and you can see that how the color is showing on here. So you can see that. Let me do one thing here. Let's remove this point here. So you can see the colors basically here. So what we are going to do is that we have to match these colors, and then we will delete this. This is like our guide layer here. Okay. So if you want to only work on her, so you can make a clipping, like you can make a mask over here. Otherwise, at this stage, I don't need to make a mask over here. Now, to see the colors better, what I can do, I can add a vibrance here, okay, and then increase the vibrance all the way up. Okay, move this up this layer, and you can see the colors now much more better. And maybe you can increase the saturation also a bit. So this one is basically like a guide layer here. Okay, so once we have this, now next thing is that curve. Now curve is the main thing. So I will just create the curve, clip it down. Okay, so it will be only affecting the picture of her. Okay, let me remove this mask. I don't need the mask here. And here, why this is not clipping her? This should be clipping her as well. I think all the clipping had removed, so I have to put it back. Okay, now it's fine. Now what we need to do here is that we have to check all this vibrance only, also clipping, and this one also clipping. For this one we have to keep it as it is, we don't have to clip. Now just check the colors here. She's more reddish, while she is not too reddish. A little bit blue is there on her image. So what I can do, I can go to the curves back here. So I have to match this. Now I will take the color sampler, put on her skin, okay, maybe like a forehead. Let's move this, and one over here. Or let me do one thing here. Delete these. First put on her and then put on her. Now this is the RGB value, and this is RGB value of her, and this is the RGB value of the other one. You can see that it's 150, 120, 92. This is 150, 117, 124. Now playing all of them together is a little hard. So what you can do here is that just go double click here for the curves that we made the curve. First we will play with the blue. Let's do the blue. Blue, we want 124 blue. So I will go to the blue, okay, and I can start increasing the blue here. So I need 124, okay, and also it needs to be let's do one more thing. You can click on this button and go to the part that you want to change. It will only change that part. So 124 around we need it. Okay. I think 124 too much will be a lot, so not too much. That's okay. A bit of it. So what you can do, we can hide this and this just to see if it is going fine. Yes, it's going fine. Okay. So that much is fine. Now we have to work with the green. Okay, now green over here you can see it is 124, this is 121. So green we have to reduce it. You can click over here, okay, and then reduce the 121. Okay, that's fine. Now red, hers is 151, mine is 159, so I have to reduce it to 151. So I will click here and then take this part, 151. I have to go. That's all. Now what I need is that I need this, and also I don't need the hue and saturation here, sorry, vibrance here. So hide the vibrance, hide this. Now it's all good. I think overall I need more blue. And one more thing is that because it's taking this part as a clipping, so I have to remove this vibrance and I have to remove this fill color. Okay. So reduce these. Let's do this again because I think a little bit messed up with the vibrance of issue. Okay, it's better what we can do is, okay, now we can see that. Let's play with the blue now again. Let's make a new curve layer. First, let's play with the blue. Now the blue is 210 on her, and on her the blue is 235. So I have to click this, go to this part, and 235 I have to bring it to 235. Okay, one more thing. I forgot to click. Okay. You have to clip it so that it only affects her, not the background. Otherwise, you will not get the result. So 232 is hers and 235 is hers. So I have to click here so I can match 232 to 255, something around that. So you can see that it's only effect. Sorry, it's 229 blue, 220 is hers. So it have to be 229. Okay, fine. Now green. The green, hers is 222 and hers is 219. So 222. Okay, matching. Good. Blue a little bit down. I have to push it. Okay. Also green a little bit down. Okay, now it's fine. Now I have to go to red. Hers is 255. Mine is 232. So that means I have to increase it. Okay, so now you can see that it's kind of we have the color. Now once you have the color ready here, okay, now the next thing that you need to do is to reduce this curve's opacity till you think it is matching to hers image. Okay, so I think 5% is good. Now the color match. Okay, so I have to do what? I have to bring the black and white again. Okay, and then I have to create another curves. Now this is the color matching here, and make sure your color matching is black and white, is clipped, so it will clip it down, and it have to be all the way down here. It will only affect her. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that again, grayscale here. Now we are only affecting the color now. So first of all, I will go to the red, sorry, RGB again. It's like only the RGB part. Okay, and then first of all, I will just move this down just to check if it reaches to 12. I think here this part, no. Okay, 12 is fine. This increases it. Okay, now black is done. Now we have to go to RGB. So both RGB, I will do that. First, let's do R. So 243, 255. Okay, so we have to make it 255 somehow. Okay, fine. Green. This is 228, this is 222. So I cannot make it brighter. I have to make it darker. So this one I have to increase it. So it will go reduced. Okay. Now 222 is there. Now blue, the last one, this is 222, this is 229. So that means it has to be brighter. Okay. So now we are done with this part. Now I can remove the black and white. Okay. And then again reduce a little bit of the color here. Maybe 25% or something like that. Okay, now when you are done with the whole thing, you have to select all of it. Okay, all these layers. Okay, now we don't need the selective color and the black and white. You have to select all of this, put this in a folder. Okay, and after that you can duplicate this folder, hide the original folder, and this folder we have to merge it so it will become like a flat image. Okay, so merge the group, so this group will become like a one image. Now I have to go to image, adjustment, match color, and then the source we have to use this image, okay, which is here, and background. Okay, so now you can see that it is trying to match it, but we have to neutralize it. Now I can fade it up a little bit, color intensity reduce a little bit, and try to match it with this. Okay, okay. Now one thing you will do here is that to blur the edges of this person that you want to match, otherwise it will not look matched. So what I will do here is that I will just go to my blur tool. Okay, reduce this one to around 50% and reduce the size of this. And simple one I need to do at this stage is only I have to work on the edges. I think 50 is a lot, maybe 25%, and only paint over the edges. Okay, now what missing is that, let me do one thing, let me remove these, otherwise these will keep on annoying. You can also press Alt on your keyboard and click on it, so it will remove it. Okay, now another thing what you can do here is that you can put a shadow to match this. So I will just make a shadow underneath, like I will duplicate this, increase the size of this with the shift key, so it will create something like this, because with the shift key you can stretch it. Okay, And once it is done, just check here how it is there. And now once I'm done, I will double click this layer from here. I will get this layer style. Now what I will do here is that I will fill it with a color. So I will go to the color layer, color overlay, click it here, black, okay, and okay. And then I will make a new layer, select these two and merge them together. Then I will go to the filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and increase it a little bit more. Use multiply and reduce the opacity of this. Okay, now you will notice that the shadow here is a bit bluish, and this one is blackish. So I will just go here, and then first of all I have to erase some parts, like here it is creating some error. Okay, and this part have to be a little darker. As you can see, this is dark here, so I can take my burning tool and I can start burning this area of the shadow, so it will become a little darker. Or what I can do here is that the best is to increase this high opacity of this. Take the eraser tool with a minimum opacity and erase the edges like this. Okay, and try to give it a bluish color. So what I will do here is that I will go to the curves, clip it to the shadow only, blue, and try to increase the blue over here. So now you can see that it's matching, but if you don't want a lot of effect, you can reduce this opacity of this. Okay, and you can see on her face bit magenta and bit pinkish or magenta bluish thing is there, so I have to do the same thing on her face as well. So I will make a curve, blue, try to increase a little bit blue. Let me clip it so it will only affect her. Okay, then the red, okay, now it is affecting the whole thing. So what I will do, I will just put a black color inside the mask, and then I will take my paint tool, paint with the white color only where I want to affect it. Okay, skin basically. So I will just paint over her skin. So it will match both of their skins. Okay, and a bit of brightness and contrast I can clip it to her image only. so that it matches the contrast of her. Okay, so this is how you can do that. Still, it needs a lot of work, but as we have to do more of the stuff here, this is just the basic idea. Okay, and this is how you have to match and you have to add it here. So the main idea is that it should look more realistic. Okay, so now what I can do, I can just crop this. They look like they're together. Okay, I think the part that we did the color matching, we could do much more better than this. Okay, so maybe you can do something else and try to work on this part, the part that I told you about here, the curve part. Okay, so maybe this part you can check it out and do much more like better there, because here kind of issue we are like having here. Okay, so this is what we will get, and in the end what you can do, you can go to the color lookup and add the overall effect over here. So I can go here, this form looking. Okay, so it can give you the overall color effect here. You can reduce the opacity of it so it will match the whole thing as one. So this is how you can do like a, if you want to match with a celebrity. Okay, so this is one way of doing with the celebrity. Just check the vibrance part. Okay, this the color matching part, that you need to fix it there, because there it didn't work out, because the background image which I'm using is very low quality one. So if it is a high quality, you will get a much nicer result. Okay, now let's do the another one here. Let me close this. Okay, and this time I have a little bit higher like resolution image, which is this one. This is a tourism spot. Okay, and in this tourism spot I want to add image here. Okay, of her, and I have to see which one looks much more better here. Okay, this looks nice as well. Let's check more. Okay, now we have to check the horizon also. Now look at this horizon here and look at this horizon here. So this should be on the same level of this. This is much more better. So if you can see that, if I put this horizon, like means the line where the ground and the sun is matching, like here. Okay, this looks much more better than the previous one. Okay, let's see more. Now here it's too close up, which will not look nice. So we have to use, so this one is better. The number is 4224. Okay, so I have to bring here 4224. Okay, so here I can increase the contrast here a bit, like exposure, and it will contrast, or do one thing, reset this and open it up, and while we are putting that there, we can adjust it. So I will take this whole thing just like this, copy, and paste it here. The first thing what I need to do is that match the horizon so it matches. Okay, so it matches here. Because you cannot put any random image without matching the ground, otherwise it will not look realistic. And once it is there, I have to go to the properties, remove the background from here. stop this here. Okay, now what we need to do is that we need to match her with this background color. And notice the light is coming from here, and on the front side, like there is a shadow. So that's we need to first, we have to match it. The first step that we did before, we will do the same steps here. We have to do the brightness adjustment here. Okay, now I will go to the black and white here. Okay, create a black and white mask here. Now once this is there, I will take the color sampler tool, click on her bright part, like suppose her, you can see that this nose area, this is where the light is falling. Make this grayscale, and this is where, this is the bright part of this image, for example, and grayscale. Once this is there, I can add a level, put it down here, clip it to this image only, and this is 47 and this you can see is 7% only. So that means I have to increase this a lot till it reaches 7. Okay, so we are done with this part, and now what I need is that to work on the dark part. Okay, so I will just make another one, levels for the dark, clip it down, move this to her dark parts. Okay, maybe her dark is this neck, and this dark can be here, this one. So her neck is basically 86, and her and the background is 72. So I will just move this to match it. I need something like 72 here. Okay, this is fine. So now it is matching. Let me move this to check. Yes, so it's quite matching now. Okay, now we have to work with on the saturation. Now for the saturation, I have to make another layer over here, selective color. Okay, and in the selective color, I will go to all these colors, black, and move to the blacks. And all these, the white neutrals and black, I will move all the way to 100. Okay, so this is how I will get the blacks and the white. So now what I will do here is, let me close this. Let's remove these. Now we will use this as I said, as a mask. Okay, so I will go to this layer here, hue and saturation, clip it down. Okay, now I have to reduce the saturation so it will blend the whole thing here with the background and everything. So I can do the master saturation. Okay, so it will blend the whole thing, or I can do part by part, like suppose clicking here and then try to match this first. Then this maybe. Okay, let's turn this on and then try to do that. Let me move this hue saturation up. Okay, so I think now it is better. Okay, now one thing is that when I took this picture, the timing was not right. So you can see that the shadow should be more on her face, okay, and rest and light should be on the edges. But I didn't have time. I took it on the last moment. But when you're taking this, you have to take on the right time. First, you have to download your images. Then you should know what time it was taken. Try to match with your colors because right now it is not matching at all. The reason is that because the timing was not right. So for your final project, you should avoid this. Your colors have to match. If it is not matching, just like the way it's not matching with mine, uh, then like that means it's not working right because right now it is not matching. So because of the timing, but still I will tell you the method that we have to work on. So I will just do this final touch-ups here. Okay. In the end, what I will do here is that I will make a mask for each one of this. First, I will hide this one, and first mask is for the bright area. So I will put the black color here. Go back to this one. Take my paintbrush and paint only the bright parts. Okay, which should be something here. Let me increase the opacity here. And bright parts should be only on the sides. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just go back here to the dark parts, paint the black color here, and I will paint it with the white, only the dark parts. Okay. Once done, the same thing. A little bit here, I will add it more. Okay, I will take all of them. This one I will put it in the group. This one I will convert into one layer, and then I will go to image adjustment, replace color. Sorry, match color. choose the source and background image, neutralize this, fade it a bit. Okay, so this is it's not matching. The reason is that because of the colors, like the light itself. This lighting is different, this lighting is different. You have to match the time. If you're doing for the tourist spots, you have to match the time, because I did it today, and as you know, I had classes in the morning. I couldn't get time to paint, like, to take this photograph. So I had the last moment, and I did it on the last moment. That's why I did it when there was no sunlight outside, so images were dark. So that's why I couldn't uh, took the right one. Okay, so make sure when you're doing this for your final project, you are taking the images on the right time, the same time where the shadow is appearing on here or there, or like, whatever. Because if I have taken this in the morning, like 12 o'clock, so it would be so the result will be much more better. Okay, so this is how you have to keep in mind that you have to do in this way. Okay, but steps are same. You will not change the steps are same. If the light is matching, or automatically you will get the right one. Okay, so you can take a 5 minutes, around 10 minutes break. After the break, we will continue with the giant background one. If we have the giant background, how we can do that. Okay, so after 10 minutes we will meet again.